Hey guys, it's me, it's Queen Outside Her Room, and I'm coming to you with another exciting edition of Ask an Aquarius. Now, today I wanted to talk to you guys about the Aquarius and sexuality. Someone asked me about what is the deal with Aquarius and sexuality. Well, I'm gonna tell you straight up. Aquarius are typically open minded across the board. So we're open to trying new things. We're open to sexual experiences. We're open to toys. We're open to, bondage. We're open to these kind of things. We're open to sexual experimentation. Likewise, many Aquarius are bi or gay. Now, this is difficult for the men, more difficult for the men because in our society, men really get a difficult time with sexuality. They're not encouraged to explore. If they like something, they're encouraged to hide it. That's why you get so many deviant sexual activities coming from males, because if they like something that, is deemed by society to not be okay, then they're vilified for it. There was a baseball player the other day. His mom died in the middle of the game, and he started to cry. And his teammate, who's like his best friend, started to hug him. And the next thing you know, everybody was like, "Oh my God, they're gay! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!" And I'm sitting there watching it like his mom died. That doesn't necessarily mean that he's gay. They could be heterosexual as hell. When somebody dies and you fall apart, do you really care who hugged you? Or are you going to be, appreciative that you're a friend? You know, um, those two men, I don't know their sexuality, but I know it doesn't necessarily mean or say to me that they're gay because he hugged him when his mother died. It says they're human you know so men do deal with a lot more of that negative energy, especially online. You get a lot of negativity from men about sexuality. Men are very, very negative about that a lot of times, and most of the time it's because they're bisexual. Most people who are homophobic are gay or bi. They're either actively engaging in it and they're lying so that nobody will notice. It's like a smoke screen. Or they're not engaging in it and they want to, and they hate themselves, they hate society, and they repress it. And it comes out as homophobia, you know? So when you meet a person and they're overly homophobic, you really need to ask yourself. And they of course are not going to admit it. They're going to deny it to the hills. But most people that I know who are homophobic are gay or bi. And we've seen it in the news, we've seen it in the press. There was a very famous reverend. He was like the head of like a conglomerate church or something like that, and he was speaking out against sexuality. And the next thing you know, come to find out, he was doing meth and having sex with a male prostitute. And he was like the biggest homophobe in the world. And a lot of times that's the case. That's why when people are homophobic, I'm looking at them like, you know, I'm like, yeah, okay. Because if you care that much, something's wrong. Something is wrong. You care that much for a reason. Most people I've come across, especially females, women don't usually care if other women are gay. As long as you're not hitting on them, they usually don't care. The only kind of women that you ever have a problem with as a woman usually are conceited women. Women who think all women want them. But the thing is, it's the same way you don't want all men, we don't want all women. So it's the same exact thing. Um, I had a situation one time when I was very young where I used to always tell this girl her outfit was nice. She looked really nice. She looked really pretty all the time. I loved her outfits. And I would always tell her that she looked nice. And one day she got to gossiping about how I wanted her. And it got back to me and I went right to her. I didn't even beat around the bush. I went right to her and was like, "Erp, that's not the case." I laugh, I play, I joke, but that is not the case. And after that, I never played with her like that again. I don't even think I noticed her clothes after that because I was like, but you do have that problem as a gay woman a lot of times by negative women or by conceited women or by women who think everybody want them. But most of the time, women don't care. They don't really care. As long as you're not coming at them, trying to have sex with them, they don't care. They just like, that's your thing, you know? And in my case, with me and my female friends that are straight, I always tell them that's more men for y'all. Y'all get to have all my share. All the guys that like me, I'll pass them off to y'all. So it's always been our joke, and it's always funny to us. So yeah, the Aquarius has a tendency to be gay and bisexual. The men have a really hard time with it, and the women have an easier time with it. Most of us, just kind of go with it. We're very open-minded. The men who are strong-willed and are gay or bisexual, they just go with it too. Like for instance, you have like I'm gonna give you an example of the Aquarius sexuality. Look at Rick James. Rick James was an Aquarius, and his sexuality. If you read about it, he's out of pocket. He was handcuffing women to radiators and beating them, and Rick was out of pocket. He was just super freak. That song, that was Rick. That was him. He was doing his thing. That's the Aquarius energy. We are very sexually aggressive, assertive in those kind of ways. We like to have sex. We like to try new things. We like to get beat with things. We like to try all kinds of stuff. Different things for different people. Some of us might like to get beat more than others, but we're all into at least trying different things, anything that interests us anyway. A lot of Aquarius like to watch porn. I know a lot of Aquarius to watch porn. And we're all just into like role playing, all kind of different things. I love handcuffs. Give me some handcuffs and some baby oil, and it's a night, honey. Candles, chocolate whipped cream, things like that. So Aquarius are very into sex and sexuality. And like I said before, a lot of us are, very open in our sexuality. So that's the Aquarius and sexuality. We just struggle in that way. And I want to say about my own personal sexuality. A lot of you guys know I'm a lesbian. I wasn't always, though. When I first started off in life, I was attracted to males and females. I kissed a woman first, though. It was a little girl. Me and this little girl, we were like 4. She was cute and I was cute. So, and then I just grew up. I dated both all my life. And at one point in time, I just realized, it wasn't even one thing that happened. It was a series of things. Women sparkle to me. They sparkle like pretty diamonds and glitter, and they smell so pretty, and they just like, oh my God. And I never felt like that about men. I liked men. I would think they were attractive. I would like mostly up here. I love talking to a smart guy and a funny guy. Oh God, a funny guy was my favorite. I love funny guys. Every guy I dated was hysterical. I love that. That's how they would get me. If you could make me crack up and you were a guy, I would date you. So, over time, I just realized that it wasn't the same vibration. They were funny to me. I like to talk to them, but it fizzles fast. When I talk to a man, that shit fizzles quick. Like, I might even like him at first, and then it goes. Usually is what he says, because men have a tendency to be kind of either patriarchal, misogynistic. Not all of them, usually, but that's usually what turned me off very quickly. So I realized over time that it was women that really just drew me, that had my heart, that had my mind, that had me like, oh my God, like who is she? And so I just stopped dating men. I just wasn't feeling it no more. And I wasn't going to just keep doing it, because I should, quote unquote, according to other people. I just wasn't feeling them anymore. So I dropped them, you know? And I don't believe in hating men. I don't believe in man bashing. I used to. I used to dislike them. And now I don't believe in none of that. Because I don't believe as a species we can survive hating each other. Any of us, male, female, gay, straight, black, white, orange, pink. I don't think any of us can survive hating each other. I think that one of the things that we're meant to learn in our human form is how to love each other, how to cooperate with each other, regardless of what group you're in. There's somebody who your group has done wrong that hates you, that has nothing to do with you. You know, and I think that we need to come away from that. So as I got older and more mature and started to work on healing and forgiveness and compassion, I learned that that's not fair. So I love my brothers. You know, my little brother, my uncles, my cousins, you know, men that I come across. I love my brothers. I just don't have sexual intercourse with them. I just am not interested in that part of them. That's it. You know, it's just I'm not interested in them romantically. Everything else is good. You know, conversations, fun, hanging out, you know, collaborating, any of that kind of stuff is good. Just don't want your penis in me, which I don't really think is a big deal because think about it. The majority of the time, we're doing other things. We're laughing, we're joking, we're having fun, we're having interactions, you know? For me, that's the best part. That's the part that I like. So, you know, as I realized it wasn't for me, I just stopped and moved on. And a lot of men are very angry about it. A lot of men are very angry about it. Not so much the guys that know me. The guys that know me don't care, you know, because they know me and they know what the deal is. They done heard me talking about women. They done see me, and they just like, you know, they're in their own space with it. But men who don't know me are the ones who are really problematic about it. I get a lot of inboxes. I get a lot of messages, a lot of ignorant comments, a lot of hate speech from men, almost never women, but from men, you know, talking about, you know, oh, you shouldn't be gay, or, you know, women can't do this, or I could do that, or I got this, or you should do that. And I'm just sitting there reading it like, dude, you you talking to a brick wall, seriously, because you don't have nothing I want. I don't even, most of the time I don't even answer men, you know, like it's nothing you got that I want, so what's the point, you know? So sometimes they just annoy me, you know, because it's just like, move on, dude. Like, just move on. Because every time that energy comes across me, it's never some nice gentleman, you know, who's just, you know, some regular nerdy nice guy. It's always some creep. It's always a creep or a misogynist or something like that. And the bottom line is that they're, you know, mad. I don't know what they're mad for. They're competing with lesbians and they're mad, you know, whatever. And I'm like, dude, you wasting so much time. Like, you competing with lesbians? Like, come on, dude. You know, that's, to me, that's just stupid. That's just the dumbest thing in the world. There are more than enough women in the world for lesbians, bisexuals, and men to have relationships or whatever they want to do. Like, come on. There's no need for a competition. So the bottom line is that, yeah, I get a lot of that, but I really just don't care because I've done a lot of trial and error with my love life, and I know what I want. I know what I like. I know what's for me, you know. And this is my life, you know. I'm not gonna let other people live my life for me. You know, that's the biggest mistake you can make, is letting other people tell you who to be and how to live. So that's my sexuality. That's about Aquarius sexuality in pretty much in a nutshell. And you will see me at some point in time marry a woman. This is gonna happen. It's gonna happen one day. Because that's where my heart is, you know. I've been dealing with women only for a long time. Voldemort was the last man that I was with, and that situationship ended. I can't even remember. That relationship ended like 13 or 14 years ago. You know, I haven't even slept with a man in 7 years, 5, 7 years, something like that. It's been a long, and the last one was Voldemort. Came across each other, and I'll tell you all about, you know, that one day. But we came across each other and had relations. And I think it was like 7 years ago or 5 years ago. I can't remember now. It was so long ago. And after that, I was like, that's it. I'm done. You know, I'm just done. It just like I said before, it's just not my preference. It's just not what moves me, you know? It's not what makes me feel good. It's not what makes me feel safe. When I'm laying next to a woman, I feel like I can exhale, you know? And whoever you're laying next to, you should feel that way. I don't care who it is. And if you don't feel that way, then that's not who you should be laying next to. When I'm laying next to a man, I don't feel good. I don't feel good at all. I feel like I feel like I'm just there. It's weird. I just feel like I'm just there. You know, I might even be, pleased or pleasured in whatever kind of way, but I never feel a connection with them. I don't feel like this is something I want to go somewhere with. I just feel like I'm pleasing myself, like I'm masturbating, basically, and I don't feel like a connection. I don't feel like a relationship connection, put it like that. Um, and what I want is a relationship. I want a partnership. And I don't feel that romantically from men. I can feel it like in business sometimes. I'll do a project with a man, but I don't feel it in relationships. And if you're not feeling something, you shouldn't do it. I don't care who telling you what. I don't care who. Because if you're a gay person or a lesbian, Aquarius or not, and you're watching this right now, one of the things you're going to come across is a lot of people telling you for the rest of your life you shouldn't be doing what you're doing. Gay bashing is acceptable in our most of our societies. Gay bashing and homophobia is very acceptable. If you say something racist, people will get upset. People will even tell you, even if they're racist too, will tell you, dumb me down there a little bit, in most cases. Lately we've been seeing the opposite of that. But in a lot of cases, people will, kind of keep the racism down. If somebody bashes a man, people, kind of keep it down. But if somebody says homophobic or anything homophobic, most people just kind of let it fly. In most situations, they just like, it is what it is. But you got to be really careful with that because you never know who you're talking to. I know one time a gentleman a gay friend of mine had me laughing because he told me that he was in Dunkin' Donuts. And he doesn't look gay. He's not a flamboyant looking dresser. He just looks like a regular old guy, regular old guy, medium size, nothing particularly special or different about him. And he said he was in Dunkin' Donuts and the guy next to him was complaining about homosexuals because a homosexual had come into Dunkin' Donuts. And he was complaining about him and complaining about how, these gay people this, these gay people that. And my friend who was gay didn't say anything. He said he just got his stuff and, moved on. And he went to work. And then about 30 minutes later, in walks the same guy to interview with him for a job. Needless to say, he didn't get the job and didn't know why. Needless to say, because my friend said, he was like, I never revealed to him that I was gay, but I'm not hiring a homophobic person at our company knowing there's other gay people here, and that's going to potentially cause a problem. So sometimes, like I said, our society is very acceptable with this gay, homophobic talk, but you never know who you're talking to, and you never know who's gay. A lot of gay people are in the closet, and you could be sitting at the lunch table making some really messed up statements, and you never know who might go tell your supervisor. You may not never know who you're offending and who might not approve your loan because, you made some comments on Facebook. So, you got to really think about those kind of things. But my thing has always been that we cannot get anywhere hating each other. There's no reason for men and lesbians to be at odds. There's no reason for any of us to be at odds. And I think that one of the things that has to happen in our society is that we have to get past that hatred. Hatred is really tearing us up, in a lot of different ways. So that's this edition of Ask an Aquarius. That is the Aquarius and Sexuality. So if you are an Aquarius and you're wondering like what is going on, basically I would recommend that you explore. If you're an Aquarius and you're wondering about sex and sexuality, you want to try different things and you're scared, I would say go do it. Just be safe. One thing I say about sex and sexuality, the one thing I learned as 13 years old was using condoms. I used to work at this place called, I forgot what it was called, but I was a peer educator. And I had to tell people about sex and sexuality. And that really helped me because as I got older and started to have sex, at least I knew what to do and what not to do. I knew about STDs and I had seen all the pictures and how gross they were. So I would say if you are an Aquarius and you're interested in, trying different things, go ahead and do it. Just be safe. Be very safe. Make sure that whatever you're trying, if it's sex, if it's oral, if it's whatever, that you have the proper procedures down pat. Condoms, dental dams. If you don't know what these things are, Google them. If you're going to be doing things of the sexual nature, keep yourself safe. talk to a sexual health counselor if you want to, you know, talk to, medical, your doctor, whatever the case is, nurse practitioner, but know what you're doing, research what you're going to do, whatever that is, and just make sure that you're safe. You don't want to be out there, swinging from the chandelier and end up burning in 2 weeks. So take good care of yourself, but have a good time and explore, and keep your business to yourself. If you want to have sex with a midget next Thursday with a can of whipped cream, do it, but keep it to yourself. You ain't got to tell everybody what you did. It's not everybody's business what you did, unless you open and want to talk about it. It's nobody's business. So there you go, Aquarius. Have fun.